Hello and welcome to this video. This is video number 02 where we are going to discuss AWS certification related question and answer. Let us jump into our first question now. The first question is, your company runs a web application that is experiencing rapid growth. The application currently runs on a single EC2 instance and you are concerned about ensuring high availability and fault tolerance. The application uses a MySQL database hosted on a single Amazon RDS instance. Traffic to the web application is steadily increasing, and the downtime or slow performance would negatively impact your business. The question is, which combination of AWS services and features would best meet the requirements? Let us see the options first. So we have four options. Let us try to understand the question and then go through the option and see which option is the right one. So first of all, we have a rapid growth of an application, and this application is running on a single Amazon EC2 instance. And we are concerned about the high availability and fault tolerance. Please remember, we are not concerned about the cost at this moment, and it is not mentioned in the question. We are also using a MySQL database hosted on Amazon RDS, but that is also on a single availability zone. Now, the traffic of the web application is steadily increasing and slow performance is affecting the business. This is a classic case of something that gets developed on an EC2 or MySQL as a prototype, but is scaled to production. Now, how do we solve this problem? What are our options? The first option is deploy the web application on Amazon EC2 instance with an elastic IP address. Use Amazon RDS read replicas to distribute the database load. Now, we have two major components here, right? That is the compute and database. We are supposed to solve the problem for both compute and database. Here, we are still running the EC2 instance on a single machine or the code on a single machine, and then we also have a static IP. Now, we cannot scale this, so this is not an option, but we are scaling the database. But hence, this is not the right answer. Deploy the web application across multiple availability zones using autoscaling group and an application load balancer. Migrate the database to Amazon RDS with multiple AZ deployment. The compute problem is solved with the autoscaling group, and the load balancer will solve the traffic, and the database is deployed on multiple AZ. So the database problem or the scalability of the database is also solved. So potentially, this is the right answer. But let us also look into the other two options just to know why they are wrong. Deploy the web application using Amazon Elastic Beanstalk with single environment. Again, the moment you have the single environment thing mentioned, it is not suitable for your use case because you're only running this on a single EC2. So moving again to a single environment design is not going to be helpful. Hence, this is the wrong answer. Deploy the web application on multiple EC2 instances in a single availability zone using an application load balancer. Use Amazon RDS with automated backend. Now, this could be the one that causes confusion because we are saying to deploy this on multiple EC2 instances, but again, we are deploying it on single availability zone. This is wrong, and hence this answer also is wrong. I hope you understood this question. This could also be asked in the interview, and if this question comes in the certification exam, now you know how to tackle this one. Let us now jump into our second question. Before we jump into the second question, if you are interested to crack the DevOps interview and understand what kind of questions are asked in these kind of DevOps interviews and how to answer them, then check out the description of this video where I have provided you with the links for my Udemy course that you can take and understand and tackle the DevOps interview in the best possible way. The links have special discounted code for you, so use that and purchase the course. Let us now go to the second question. The question is, your organization handles sensitive customer information and is required to comply with various data protection regulations. You need to store customer data securely in AWS, ensuring that the data is encrypted at rest and in transit. The solution should be provided with fine-grained access control to the data based on user roles. Which combination of AWS services and features would be best suiting the requirement? Now we see the four options. Now before I tell you the four options, we go through the four options. Let us illustrate this in a visual format. So we have customers and they're accessing the data stored in RDS, let us say, or anywhere, and we need to have compliance. Now how can we get this technically? We can achieve this using a simple architecture, and that architecture focuses on having our customers route through a DNS policy first. This is the first stage. Then we have the load balancer, that is the second stage. And we do the encryption here in transit, and the data is actually stored in RDS. And we handle the permission to this RDS using IAM. That is the fourth stage. So we have the transit stage here, which will call as fifth stage. So we have 5 layers of security for this data in this architecture. How many layers of security do we have here? Only one. That is the IAM, or the compliance rules that we have set. So the best way that we want to store this data from the knowledge that we have from the question is that we need to have SSL enabled, so that the data, when we query it and get the data, it is secured via transit, and we use a secure storage. With this information, let us go back to the options and see what is the right option. This is the first option. Store data in Amazon S3 with server-side encryption. Use IAM policies to control access based on user role. Use HTTPS to transfer data. Well, this could be a good solution, that is using S3, using the server-side encryption, but using HTTPS to transfer data might not be really good, even though it is secure. Next, store the data in Amazon RDS with encryption enabled. Use IAM database authentication and encrypt the data in transit using SSL and TSL. This is one of the options that we have discussed, and actually is the right answer, because the data that we store is in RDS, encryption at rest is done. We have IAM, which controls the access to the database, and we also have SSL certificates enabled for the end user. Now, they might still use the HTTPS route to get it, but they are secured with their own SSL certificate. Okay. Then we have stored data in Amazon S3 with server-side encryption. Again, this is correct. Use bucket policies and IAM policies to gain access control, and use S3 transfer acceleration for faster data transfer. Now, this is not required. We didn't ask this in the question. And we are saying that use bucket policies and IAM policies together. This is good. So this option is good, but because we are having use S3 transfer acceleration for faster data transfer, this is not related to the question directly. I don't think this is the right answer. Then store the data in Amazon EBS volume with encryption enabled. Use security groups and network ACLs to control access. Use VPC pairing for secure data transfer. Now, this is completely wrong, because even if you store the data in EBS volume, you need like an EC2 or some kind of compute to get this data, right? Now, this is a lot of manual work or not required when we can actually get this done using the RDS very easily, and hence this is also the wrong answer. Well, I hope you understood this question. Again, this question could be asked for you in the interview, and some options might be provided, or this question could come in the AWS certification exams. That is it for this video. Speak with you in the next video. Thank you.